Hello, all of you lovely people. Jules here for WhatCulture.com, back again with another episode of What Every X Thinks of Why. It's a format that's spreading like a horrible disease across all of What Culture, infecting the comics channel, the wrestling channel, and of course the gaming channel. And recently I did one which was called What Every Dark Souls Player Thinks of Every Dark Souls 1 Boss. And the response was actually pretty positive, and got me a lot of comments of, do Dark Souls 2, do Dark Souls 2, do Dark Souls 2, you absolute egg. So you know what? I will, and also, ouch. And here's the thing, Dark Souls 2 is kind of like the black sheep of the Dark Souls family. With the creative director stepping away from this project, it meant that the tone of the game changed, and for some would say for the worse, moving from being challenging but fair to just plain cheap in certain areas. But you know what, my friends, while this game is definitely just made up of a lot of armored dudes who just absolutely gank you with numbers rather than any actual strategy, there is something that burns brighter than a bonfire plus 10, and that is the sheer fury of the boss battles. And my god, there's a lot of them. I am including the DLC as well today, so strap in, my friends, because my god, we're in for a big list. With this in mind, I'm Jules, this is WhatCulture.com, and this is what every Dark Souls player thinks of every Dark Souls 2 boss. Let's get on with it. The Last Giant. Now, despite looking like a giant sack of flour that someone kicked the eyes in, the Last Giant can do a ton of damage if it hits you. The problem being that its attack style is more, oh bless him, like a toddler having a strop. He has his little tantrum, and he falls over a bit and has a wail on the floor, and then he rips his own arm off and tries to beat you with it. Actually, I'm pretty sure that toddlers don't do that last one. Still, put this little tunk to bed early because he's piss easy. The Pursuer. Oh, yes. I love the design of the Pursuer. When its eye lights up like that, you feel like it should come with a Hans Zimmer BWOM. But unfortunately, all that FromSoft did was copy-paste this guy about 20 times, because if you're playing this on Scholar of the First Sin on a New Game Plus run, you'll fight him 10 times. DJ Khaled, another one, another one, another one, another one. Thank you, FromSoft, for ruining something that was genuinely brilliant. EXECUTIONER'S Chariot. Holy hell, what an entrance. This guy looks like metal albums should be written about him. Feel the steel crush under my wheels. Death has no speed limit. Or something like that. Plus, it was an absolutely hilarious to not only fight him as he's running around there destroying everything, but the scene, the little bone boys, they were just kind of like running away, just like, oh, who's coming, get into the alcove, and you're just like, nah, push you into oncoming traffic. I watch them just explode. Good times. Looking Glass Knight. Now, honestly, while I do just want to give out about this being another big guy in armor, the boss battle itself was utterly brilliant. I mean, the arena that you fight in, chef kiss, and his design, double chef kiss. But what makes this really interesting is the fact that there's a chance that he will summon in another real-life player to help him. He does not need any help, by the way, because this fight is utterly ridiculous to begin with. But now you've got to contend with the likes of Taint Ripper 69XX69, and that will leave you with a beatdown that you will be reflecting on for hours afterwards. Honestly, I can barely look at myself in the mirror at the best of times. I just see an egg. The Skeleton Lords. Ho ho ho, it's the big bone band boy bonanza, sign me up. Now this is the thing, I'm not entirely sure if this is a good fight or a bad fight, because while the Skeleton Lords themselves are, well, about as intimidating as going over to your nan's for Sunday roast, I mean, past the gravy and all of that, the mobs that they will summon in, the wheel skeletons, the flippy femur freaks, the calcium kids, well, they are horrible. They will absolutely take you down like you've said a naughty word on YouTube. Have I sworn this time? Shit, I have sworn. Oh, I've just sworn again. Yeah, demonetized. Well, these can and will mob up on you like you are a female Twitch streamer in the land of the thirst. Yeah, it's not pretty, is it, that platform? Anyway, FLEXILE SENTRY. This boss genuinely has an amazing arena concept, that being that if the fight goes on too long, the arena will slowly submerge into water and it makes it more difficult for you to go around. I didn't actually know about this though, because I and 90% of the other people who fought the FLEXILE Sentry absolutely bantered him off within a couple of minutes. Is No Man's Wharf the place where good designs go to die? They had the light mechanic there, they had the nice like bell ringing thing up the top there, Vicar, but it's like, that was such a cool area. FromSoft. Naughty boy, slap on the wrist. Also, side note, lol, you get reduced to a sub-boss later in the game. Lost Sinner. Battling the Lost Sinner without turning on the torches either side of the boss arena before the fight is kind of like jumping into Wheatley's death trap in Portal 2. It is a dumb decision that will cost you your life. And the thing is, I love the Lost Sinner. I love her design and her lore. It's just a shame that at this point in time when I came to her on my first playthrough, I'd realised that all enemies hate lightning, and I sent the Lost Sinner for her dinner pretty quick sharp. Also, it does make you question why she's actually in here, what sin she'd committed. Maybe she thought that Bloodborne was a better game. Belfry Gargoyles. So let me get this straight. The gimmick that you stole from the Man-Eaters in Demon's Souls and then replicated in Dark Souls 1 with the Belfry Gargoyles has now been replicated again +1 for Dark Souls 2. FromSoft, are you even trying? Boo, the crowd hates that, boo. Ruin Sentinels. More like ruined the entire boss fight if you stayed up on that original first platform. These guys are absolutely rubbish. Royal Rat Vanguard. This is kind of like the carnival game of Whack the Rat, and if you died to this, no cuddly toy for you. Seriously, FromSoft, you took the most annoying enemy of the game, copy-pasted it en masse, and then just had one with a manky mohawk to take down as the actual boss. Are you kidding me? Royal Rat Authority. It's not even a rat, it's a dog. It's a wee dog, man. You've got a dog here. It ain't rat. It ain't rat. Seriously though, are you just trying to riff on Sif with this because he is a good boy and he deserves better than that? And you know what? We deserve better than the bloody toxin-inducing rats that you coupled this bastard with. Scorpioness NAJKA. I see Dark Souls 2 is also a man of culture, opting for the sexy woman top and horrifying body below that Quelaag had. I'm aroused, but I don't know why. In all honesty, this is actually a really decent fight, and I absolutely leapt out of my seat when I saw the junk that was in her trunk when it popped out of the sand. Very fun. The Duke's Dear FREJA. Well, if you weren't an arachnophobe before the fight, you bloody well will be after this. Now, this is the thing. I'm fine with the little buggers that she drops out there, but I was not ready for the face laser that she shoots out. Jesus Christ. Although, speaking of face, I did enjoy the fact that they put a face on her ass, meaning that the most loved place that Dark Souls players love to go and stab, hug the ass and stab betwixt thy cheeks, now had a literal weak point to it. FromSoft, I take it all back. Your design, fantastique. MYTHA, the Baneful Queen. Oh, I'm sorry, you didn't burn a windmill that would obviously remove poison from a boss arena that was actually above that place? What are you, an idiot? Seriously, this is possibly the most convoluted and pointless puzzles I've ever come across, and genuinely, it ruined the first boss fight that I had with her because I didn't know about this. How were you meant to know that? Fuming. The Rotten. F*** you. F*** you and your garbage run to the arena. F*** you and your stupid arena itself that has auto-killing bits if you go into the wrong place. And f*** you for designing an enemy that looks amazing, could have so much potential, and then uses a bloody giant butcher's blade. Use the bodies. Use the goddamn bodies that you are made of. And side note, your art sucks. Old Dragonslayer. So fighting Ornstein without Smo here is kind of like watching a Beatles cover band. A band that's really good. They are smashing out all the hits, but the problem is that you actually are watching them in a student union after paying £5 for a pint of very flat red stripe, and the sound guy has just absolutely butchered the balancing and it sounds all wrong, and as such, you go home completely unsatisfied. Yeah, that's exactly what it feels like. Covetous Demon. If you've ever wondered what goes into a sausage roll, it's this. Also, if you've died to this, then you might actually have a steak bake for a brain. I've had sponge baths more deadly than this meat zeppelin. Smelter Demon. Oh, this absolute prick was the bane of every single one of my Dark Souls 2 runs. I hated it so much. It is so difficult. Has the completely mistimed attacks that are delayed in the places that you don't think they will be. It can kick out huge damage, and then it damages you if you just get near it when it goes below half health. This should have been the final boss of the area, but instead we got Old Iron King. Ah, here he is, the fat lump himself. Jesus Christ, you suck as a boss. Honestly, when people remember that your stage has that stupid little hole that you fall into more than they do the battle with you itself, then you have an absolute stinker of a boss on your hands. And speaking of hands, who am I right now? Here's the little thing. Oh, did I telegraph that enough for you? Better give you 15 seconds to wail on me while I bring it back up again. Oh, a bit of a heavy hand, this one. Oh. Absolute joke. Guardian Dragon.
Technically that's a wyvern, not a dragon.
Seriously, that's the only joke that I have for this because this fight was so boring. He just flaps about a bit like a paper bag and then drops down and then you just hit it. Did anyone die to this? Demon of Song. This boss is quite literally the visual interpretation of free-to-play video games, something that lures you in with sweet promises of rewards and riches, and then, as soon as you get close enough, it grabs you, opens up, and reveals itself to be a middle-aged businessman who just wants to shake all the cash out of you. It's less of a demon of song and more a demon of a playlist that probably only has about 3 or 4 good tracks you have to spend about a good 5 minutes skipping through to get to them. Why have I put that on there twice? I don't even listen to that. Who are they? Ooh. Velstad, the Royal Aegis. Decent design, amazing weapon, fantastic sense of awe when you first encounter him. But there's just one problem. He is just another giant dude in armor, and you could look at the Tower of Flame area as a training ground for this character. You basically know how to defeat him hours and hours before because every mace-wielding enemy acts exactly the same as this. Plus, my god, man, when you're going down to do your big buff area of effect spell, you take so goddamn long that by the time you get back up again, it's only 2 or 3 hits and you're done. I love your design, mate. You're just not that good. VENDRICK. Oh, how the mighty have fallen, and now all you're reduced to is a giant wandering around his room, scuffing his heels like he's a goth teenager listening to Cradle of Filth. To be fair though, if he does actually hit you, it will have your life, but at the same time, the real difficulty with this boss battle is just how much time do you have? Because if you've got to go and do the shopping, or you've got to take the kids out, or maybe take the dog for a walk, well, you probably better get that in before you do this, because this takes ages. He is just a sponge of health. He'll just stand there just going like, 500 repetitions later, you're just like, okay, I think I'm done now. See you later. Peace out, bro. Dark Lurker. Dark Lurker, you absolute beauty. I mean, true, I like fighting you about as much as I like the thought of having fire ants down my urethra, but you are done correctly because this is a challenging boss that really does feel rewarding when you come out on top. The first stage, when he's thrown all of his magic around, is tough to dodge, but then you're just like, wow, John Woo that. Kick him in the chins, kick him in the shin chins, yeah, bam, 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 take that shin chins. And then the second half, when he splits, you're just like, oh my god. Just got real. This just got real, man. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Seriously, the last part of this, when he's attacking you with his twin, is insanely hard. But at the same time, actually kind of feels fair. It's a nice one. Basically, I love it and hate it in equal measure, making Dark Lurker the best and worst of this entire series. Dragon Rider. Stop falling off the stage, you fat prick. Twin Dragon Riders. Oh nice, you brought a friend to watch you embarrass yourself while I kill you again. Also, absolute dick move trying to shoot me in the back when this boss battle starts. Prowling Magus and Congregation. Are you serious? No. Giant Lord. Well, my cheeks were bloody red when I first went up against this guy because I thought he was going to be exactly like the last giant, but he absolutely spanked me to Kingdom Come. That being said, on every subsequent playthrough, I realised that actually it was just stick behind his feet and you'll be fine. Although, the hardest thing about this entire boss battle is the bloody camera. He's too goddamn tall and the arena is too small, so that you basically have to go on audio cues in order to survive this. And how am I meant to know that Gwar means foot stomp and Gwar means that he's going to do a big sweep with his blade? Fuming. Ancient Dragon. God, you will be bloody ancient by the time that you finish killing this thing because his health pool is absolutely massive, my friends. Don't even bother. Like, he's just chilling out, minding his own business, just being old. And if you do want to fight him, be prepared to just rinse and repeat the whole stab you twice, run away from your area of effect fire breath that may or may not hit me because the hitboxes are really weird on this sometimes, come back in again, stab, stab, rinse, repeat. Jeez, just don't even bother. Throne Watcher and Throne Defender. People who call this the ONS of Dark Souls 2 are doing a huge dirty on ONS. And ONS have just had the dirty done on them earlier on in this list with the Dragon Rider and Ornstein. It is a difficult fight for sure, but it doesn't feel even remotely as balanced as the original duo. This pair will often end up finishing their combos at the same time, attacking in unison, which makes them much easier to take down than Big Boy and Lion Face. And it shows that they're just not even remotely on the same wavelength. Watcher and Pretender to the Throne, more like. Ha-ha! Nashandra. Queen of the Harpies! Queen of the Harpies! Here's your crown, your majesty! Seriously, this is a really good boss battle. I enjoyed that. And f*** those curse stones. ALDIA, Scholar of the First Sin. For all of his talk, this guy was just a piece of piss. I was expecting so much more, but then you realise he's just a giant nerd. So you know what? Send him back to school and steal his lunch money for good measure. So that, my friends, is all of the regular bosses. But now it's time for bonus round. It's DLC bosses. ELANA, Squalid Queen. I'm sorry, Velstad, I didn't mean what I said. You're absolutely obliterating me this time around. Afflicted Graverobber, Ancient Soldier, VARG, and SERAH, the Old Explorer. Oh goody, it's more ganks. It's like being invaded when you're offline. Cheers. Sin, the Slumbering Dragon. Holy crap, a dragon done well in Dark Souls 2? Well, wonders never cease. Smelter Demon. Boo, Echo Fighters, boo. Fume Knight. More like I was goddamn fuming because of the fact that I didn't know how to beat him the first time around, and when his health just came back, I was like, what? Ava, the King's Pet. A rabid pet tiger that will absolutely maul you. That is invisible. No, FromSoft, don't worry, I'll pick up this check. Cheers, thanks. Lud and Zalan, the King's Pets. That's more like the Dark Souls that I know. Copy, paste, and gank. Burnt Ivory King. This genuinely made me feel like I had a full army, and taking him on felt truly spectacular. I have no jokes, no qualms about this. This was a great fight. But it's not the best, because that award goes to Sir Alon. Now this fight here, no jokes at all, was utterly spectacular. The setting, the tone, the atmosphere of this fight, and the fact that if you have read the lore, you know of his tragic past. That means that when you come to fight Sir Alon, it means something. This battle is genuinely exhilarating from start to finish because there is no gimmicks here. It is just you, two world-weary fighters, having one last go at each other. I absolutely loved it, and when you take him down, it's genuinely emotional. That cannot be said about too many of the Dark Souls 2 bosses here. So yeah, Sir Alon, it was an honour. And there we go, my friends. That was what every Dark Souls player thinks of every Dark Souls 2 boss. I hope that you enjoyed that, and please let me know what you thought about it down in the comments section below. Would you like me to do Dark Souls 3? I will bloody do it because I love Dark Souls 3 so much. So yeah, let me know if you want to see that or any other franchises. I'll take a look at that. If you want to see some warring factions, like what does FIFA think of Pro Evolution, or like what does Modern Warfare think of, what's the competitor to Modern Warfare? Battlefield, I guess that's still going at the moment. Yeah, let me know down in the comment section below. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can do so at RetroJ with a 0, or you can swing by Live and Let's Dice. It's my personal gaming channel where I do streaming every single Wednesday and Sunday. But before I go, my friends, we detailed today a lot about bosses that were difficult to overcome in possibly one of the most difficult versions of Dark Souls, because it's cheap. You didn't hear that from me, because it's cheap. But I just want to make sure that you are not being a huge enemy in your own life, because you, my friend, deserve love, happiness, and respect. We all do as humans. Don't be a boss that stops you from being a happy person. But if you need help defeating that, then remember, there's friends, family, professionals in the support industry. These people care about you and want you to do well. So gang up with them, engage in some jolly cooperation, and gank the hell out of negativity. Yeah. Anyway, as always, I've been Jules, you have been awesome, never forget that, and I'll speak to you soon. Peace.